1990 in horror. We had left the 80s. The 80s are done. 1990 is here, and it was actually a great year for horror. We had one of the greatest, if not the greatest, in my opinion, the greatest horror remake of all time, and that was Tom Savini's take on Night of the Living Dead. George Romero, it was billed as George Romero's Night of the Living Dead, as it should have been, but Tom Savini is there directing. Great take, love that film. There was also bigger films, Stephen King adaptations. We had Misery, we had It. So we had brand new takes on those for the first time, those Stephen King novels. But there were a lot of lower key movies that did not get a lot of fanfare then because they were either lower budget and they just weren't seen. So I have three movies that I'm going to discuss that I think are great 1990s horror films, 1990 specifically. So this first one I did not grow up with. I discovered this when the label Vinegar Syndrome put this out. I had not seen this. I had not even heard of it until it came out in, I think, 2018. And this one is called Pale Blood. So this one came out. We got a nice release of this with a slipcover and everything. Vinegar Syndrome put this out. Again, I believe it was 2018. And of course, they do great packaging, reverse artwork, nice hardstock slipcover. So this is a vampire flick, if you couldn't tell. This is a vampire flick. Wings Hauser's in it. But this is pretty much like a vampire starts investigating all these vampiric-like deaths of women in Los Angeles. And I won't give away too much. It's really good. It's a different kind of like a dark, moody, seductive vampire film. And it's kind of a lost art. This isn't the kind of vampire film you were getting, definitely not in the 80s, and certainly not throughout the 90s. It's a very unique film in its delivery and its tone. It reads as very almost like a noir type film. Really fun. I definitely pick this version up too, because you'll probably never need another version of it again. Vinegar Syndrome did a great job with this. So another film, this film I did grow up with. So I talk about the podcast being named after my video store that I went and frequented as a child, Sight and Sound. But there was also a secondary video store called the Lewis Point Market. So this was a little gas station down the road. They actually rented videos. There was a video rental like section in there. And this one I rented there as a child. Vinegar Syndrome also put this one out. This one, 1990, Demon Wind. Nice lenticular there. They do. Vinegar Syndrome does a great job with these. So this movie freaked me out as a child. I rented it based on the cover art. Obviously, the cover art looked amazing. VHS, I rented it, immediately fell in love with it. There's actually some good effects in here as far as the demons go. Kids' grandparents die, like pretty much possessed by demons, die. Bothers him for years. He returns to the house where his grandparents died, and the demonic forces and the big group of friends slowly all start being overtaken by demons. It's very Night of the Demons-esque. It has that vibe to it, but this is different. It's a little goofier. Again, the demon effects in it actually look pretty good for the most part, and there's some funny scenes in it too. It's got a little cheese to it, but we always like a little cheese in our movies, especially in the 80s and, in this case, the early 90s. 1990, Demon Wind. I'm sure once Vinegar Syndrome got their hands on this and we got a legit release of it, because there was not even a DVD release of this up until this point. There was only bootlegs, and I had a bootleg before this. But once this came out, I saw a lot more people talking about it. I know Paul Bear Press, merchandise, horror merchandise out of Texas. Did a Demon Wind shirt, immediately got that because I was sick. And this was probably, I think they put this out in 2016 or 2017. 2017 they put this out. I hear more and more people talk about it. I see more and more people do videos on this, and it's really awesome. And you can see some of the back gimmicks, pictures. I think this is a great movie. But yeah, Demon Wind, 1990. Another one, I never hear people talk about this. Scorpion Video put this out, I think in 2018. I love this film. So this film, I don't think I ever rented this film from a video store. I don't think I did. It was definitely on TV. It was definitely on like HBO or Showtime or Cinemax or whatever those are. And this one is 1990, Mom. This one is awesome. So I actually have a VHS copy that I picked up some time ago, just because I wanted to own a VHS copy of this. It brought me back. This one is amazing. So it's pretty much like this guy who works for, I think he's a weatherman. He's a news reporter. Or I think he's a news reporter. Weatherman's such a go-to, but he's a news reporter, and he has his elderly mother is like the nicest old woman ever. She ends up taking in this guy played by Brian James. If you don't know Brian James was in Blade Runner. He was in an episode of Tales from the Crypt. If you really wanted a nice little deep cut, he was in the movie Cabin Boy. Once you see the guy, you'll know him. He was also in Armed and Dangerous, a great underrated John Candy film with Eugene Levy. I love that one too. But Brian James is in this. They are very non-specific as to what creature he is. Werewolf, vampire. He even says it in it. Werewolf, vampire. It's all the same. It's very awesome. There's also the dude. His name's escaping me. But he is the detective in Fright Night. And I'm blanking on that dude's name right now. Shame on me. But that dude is in it, and hilarious. He plays a cop detective. But this movie is awesome. Again, it's they're very opaque as to what Brian James, the creature that he is. Is he a werewolf? Is he a vampire? It's almost like he is like a skinwalker type creature. But it's awesome. This movie is great. And yeah, they released Scorpion put this out. Scorpion Releasing put this out in 2018. And 2019 it looks like, and they did a great job with this. There is a brand new audio commentary from director Paul Rand, brand new interview with co-star Marias, and a trailer. And yeah, this is a nice release too. Oh man, this movie brings me back. I watched this movie so much growing up. I recorded it onto a blank VHS and watched it endlessly as a kid until the VHS did not work anymore. So, and I think this was on earlier-ish days on Netflix. I think like 2010, 2011. This actually popped up on Netflix, and I was able to show some people it. So, 9 or so years later in 2019, when they got Scorpion Releasing, got their hands on it and put this nice little Blu-ray out. I can't speak highly enough of that film. And so 1990, great year for horror. Underrated. We hear people boast and woo-woo about the 80s, but 1990 came through in a big way, especially with some of these more unknown ones. If you haven't seen any of these three, Pale Blood, Demon Wind, and Mom, check those out because they are super, super, super fun. But yeah, check us out on Instagram at Heartgod Media. Give us a follow there. Let us know you're watching and listening, and hit us up over there. And more videos on the way.